and that I commanded thee this day to love the Lord thy power, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, and his statutes, and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy power shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be driven away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye should surely perish, and that ye should not prolong your days upon the land whither thou passest over Jordan to go possess it. Right? 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curses. Talking to the Israelites, right? Because what? This book is only for the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, and Native American, right? It says, blessing and cursing, therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy power, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life in the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Right? This is Deuteronomy 26 and 16. It says, this day the Lord thy power hath commanded thee to do these statutes and judgments. Because what these Christians, they don't do the statutes and judgments, right? You be having these Christians in church, these men, right? They have clean shaven when you're not supposed to shave your beard, right? They eat pork, shrimp, ham, and lobster, where those are abominations to the Most High, right? And what? Most of them are Edomites, the devil, right? The Caucasians. Most of them are the Edomites, right? And what? The only people that are to that the Most High cares about are the Israelites, right? And we can't build with these heathens at all, right? These heathens they're not the temple of the Most High. But we're gonna teach these heathens in the kingdom. They're gonna follow these laws, statutes, and commandments in the kingdom, right? Or they're gonna get their shit beat. This is Deuteronomy 26 and 16. It says, this day the Lord thy power hath commanded thee to do these statutes and judgments. Thou shalt therefore keep and do them with all thine heart and with all thine soul. Thou hast avouched the Lord this day to be thy power, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments, and to hearken unto his voice. So what? Our nation, we signed up for this, right? And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he hath promised thee, that thou shouldest keep all his commandments, and to make thee high above all nations, which he hath made in praise, and in name, and in honor, and that thou mayest be a holy people unto the Lord thy power, as he hath spoken. Right? That's talking about us. Right? This is 2 John 1 and 10. Or let's start at 9. It says, whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Yahawashi hath not Yahawah. He that abideth in the doctrine of Yahawashi, he hath both the Father and the Son. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, which is this truth, right? You know the Heavenly Father's name. You know the Heavenly Father's name. These people, they don't subscribe to the righteousness of the Most High, right? That's why they gotta turn their face, right? It says, whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Yahawashi, the Son of the Most High, hath not Yahawah, right? The Heavenly Father. He that abideth in the doctrine of Yahawashi, he hath both the Father and the Son. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, that what? These Edomites, the Caucasians, they're the devil, right? It says, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed, right? For he that biddeth him Godspeed is partaker of his evil deeds. So what? You cut him off, you know? You're not supposed to be unequally yoked with unbelievers, you know. But that's why it's a balance, because then you get that holy separation, you know, and the Most High brings the people to you, you know. He brings these people to you, the people that you're supposed to be around. And what we got the orm in the thorn. So we see the brothers, we see our teachers, right? That's why it's a spiritual fight between us, because the Most High deals with us each individually, right? It says, let's go to, go back to 2nd Ezra 6. Second Ezra 6, right? 6th chapter. It says, at the top it says, and he said unto me, in the beginning when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, wherever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, wherever the foundations of paradise were laid, right? Because this earth was made to be a paradise. Before the fair flowers were seen, wherever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were made, or ever the chimneys of Zion were hot, or ere the present years were sought out, or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faithful treasure, talking about the elect. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Right? So when is the end times? You know, when the kingdom of heaven starts to, is going to be on the planet Earth. Right? It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So what? The Caucasians, the Edomites, right? Their forefather is Esau, and we held the heel of Esau, right? It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? So what? This the Edomites, they're the end of the world. The Caucasians, they're the end of the world. Y'all are the end of the world, right? And Jacob, we're the beginning of it that follows, because we're gonna usher in the kingdom of heaven through Yahawashi, the Son of the Most High, right? When he comes back, right, on a chariot, which the world ignorantly calls UFOs, right? They're IFOs, they're the chariots of the Most High, right? It says, the hand of him is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, Ezra, asked thou not. It says, I answered then and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, if I have found favor in thy sight, I beseech thee, show thy servant the end of thy tokens, or if thou showest me part the last night. And he answered and said unto me, stand up upon thy feet and hear a mighty sounding voice. And it shall be as it were a great motion, but the place where thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. Right? And why? Because the speech of these things trembleth in his mood, for it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. Right? Because what? Yahawashi, he's the voice of many waters, which is what? And his testimony is prophecy. Right? And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. Right? And these books are open. Right? This book. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And that's what's happening now, right? Like the same thing with the Euphrates River being dried up for the kings of the east, you know, for this World War III to go down, right? That's the same thing, right? It's just prophecy. This is what's happening right now. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And what's going on in the Midwest, right? In the middle of America, right? These crops are empty, right? There's nothing planted, right? This trade war is messing them up, right? But hey, it's all through prophecy, right? These things have to come to pass, right? It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear, they shall be suddenly afraid. In that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these things that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. Because it says, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, right? And that's what we're preaching, right? He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, right? Because it's going to get bad out here, right? There's going to be race wars, famine, pestilence, right? There's already earthquakes in diverse places, right? The Euphrates River still drying up a little bit more every day, right? So you know that World War III is gonna pop off very soon. And Jake is waking up, right? The spirit of the world is changing because we're waking up. You know, the economy is fucked up. And all these nations are getting mad at America, right? So hey, Donald Trump doing his job, you know. Hey, keep it up, Don. All right. It says, verse 26. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. So what? It's talking about the elect, those that are of the elect, that what didn't die on this side see death, right? That survived through all these things, right? That already believed in Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi, you know? That they're gonna be beamed up in the chariots and see the destruction, right? It says, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning, right? We're going to be under the second covenant. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared. And that's what we're declaiming. We're declaring the truth, right? This is the banner, right? It says and when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. And these words said he unto me, I am come to show thee the time of the night to come, right? And we're in the last days, right? We're in the night of this kingdom, right? That's what this is talking about, right? Let me that's basically it from there. Let's go to let's go up from here. Start at 2nd Ezra 7. It says, and when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the night before, and he said unto me, up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, speak on, my powers. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad, right? So basically saying, oh, you're gonna have a pathway, right? You got a sea over there, right? But then it's blocked off, right? So you have to go through this narrow, right?